Hello and welcome back to A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students. We are on lesson 152. The power of decision is my own. No one can suffer loss and let it be his own decision. No one suffers pain except his choice elects this state for him. No one can grieve, nor fear, nor think him sick unless these are the outcomes that he wants. And no one dies without his own consent. Nothing occurs but represents your wish, and nothing is omitted that you choose. Here is your world, complete in all details. Here it is wholly reality for you, and here it is its whole reality for you, and it is only here salvation is.
You may believe that this position is extreme and too inclusive to be true. Yet can truth have exceptions? If you have the gift of everything, can loss be real? Can pain be part of peace or grief of joy? Can fear and sickness enter in a mind where love and perfect holiness abide? Truth must be all-inclusive, if it be the truth at all. Accept no opposites and no exceptions, for to do so is to contradict the truth entirely.
Salvation is the recognition that the truth is true and nothing else is true. This you have heard before, but may not yet accept both parts of it. Without the first, the second has no meaning. But without the second, the first is the first no longer true. Truth cannot have an opposite. This cannot be too often said and thought about. For if what is not true is true as well as what is true, then part of truth is false, and truth has lost its meaning. Nothing but the truth is true, and what is false is false.
This is the simplest of distinctions, yet the most obscure, but not because it is difficult distinction to perceive. It is concealed behind a vast array of choices that do not appear to be entirely your own. And thus the truth appears to have some aspects that belie consistency, but do not seem to be but contradictions introduced by you.
As God created you, you must remain unchangeable, with transitory states by definition false. And that includes all shifts in feeling, alterations in conditions of the body and the mind, in all awareness and in all response. This is the all-inclusiveness which sets the truth apart from falsehood, and the false kept separate from the truth as what it is.
It is not strange that you believe to think you made the world you see is arrogance. God made it not. Of this you can be sure. What can he know of the ephemeral, the sinful, and the guilty, the afraid, the suffering, and lonely, and the mind that lives within a body that must die? But you accuse him of insanity, to think he made a world where such things seem to have reality. He is not mad. Yet only madness makes a world like this. To think that God made chaos contradicts his will, invented opposites to truth, and suffers death to triumph over life. All this is arrogance. Humility would see at once these things are not of him. And can you see what God created not? To think you can is merely to believe you can perceive what God willed not to be. And what could be more arrogant than this?
Let us today be truly humble and accept what we have made as what it is. The power of decision is our own. Decide but to accept your rightful place as co-creator of the universe, and all you think you made will disappear. What rises to awareness then will be all that there ever was, eternally as it is now, and it will take the place of self-deceptions made to usurp the altar to the Father and the Son.
Today we practice true humility, abandoning the false pretense by which the ego seeks to prove it arrogant. Only the ego can be arrogant, but truth is humble in acknowledging its mightiness, its changelessness, and its eternal wholeness, all-encompassing God's perfect gift to his beloved Son. We lay aside the arrogance which says that we are sinners, guilty and afraid, ashamed of what we are, and lift our hearts in true humility instead to him who has created us immaculate, like to himself in power and in love.
The power of decision is our own, and we accept of him that which we are, and humbly recognize the Son of God. To recognize God's Son implies as well that all self-concepts have been laid aside and recognized as false. Their arrogance has been perceived, and in humility, the radiance of God's Son, his gentleness and perfect sinlessness, his Father's love, his right to heaven and release from hell, are joyously accepted as our own.
Now do we join in glad acknowledgement that lies are false and only truth is true. We think of truth alone as we arise and spend 5 minutes practicing its ways, encouraging our frightened minds with this. The power of decision is my own. This day I will accept myself as what my Father's will created me to be. Then we will wait in silence, giving up all self-deceptions as we humbly ask ourselves that he reveal himself to us. And he who never left will come again to our awareness, grateful to restore his home to God as it was meant to be.
In patience, wait for him throughout the day and hourly invite him with the words with which the day began, concluding it with the same invitation to yourself. God's voice will answer, for he speaks for you and for your Father. He will substitute the peace of God for all your frantic thoughts, the truth of God for self-deceptions, and God's Son for your illusions of yourself.
Hmm.
Well, that was a rough way to get back going.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Yeah. Lies are false, truth is truth. That's my takeaway.
Let's wrap it up that way. But it sort of goes over things that we all think are real and are not real, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I know you have a cold, but how do you say that that's not real when you feel it?
Right. Yeah, and all the symptoms that kind of seem to come with it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of funny. So I underlined, can fear and sickness enter in a mind where love and perfect holiness abide? Yes, because we still do that. I know
Yes.
the idea is that no, we don't, but truth must be all inclusive if it be truth at all.
Right.
So, can pain be part of peace or grief or joy?
Yeah, and so that we don't have love and perfect holiness, right? Which is exactly why we have fear and sickness.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know,
Salvation. Go ahead.
funny enough, when I feel like I'm, either whether I'm right or wrong, it's very hard to say, and I'll probably never know. But when I perceive something that I've come across as real truth, the I just get very calm inside. I don't feel like I need to take up the sword and share my truth because it just feels like the truth, and
Yeah,
that just creates this calmness, right? I no
yeah,
longer have to fight because I feel like I know what I know, and
yeah.
it just is.
That's when you know the truth is so anchored in you
Hmm.
because love is peaceful
Yeah,
and the truth is love. So
yeah.
truth and love is peaceful. So
Mm.
when you are having that moment, you are anchored in the truth, therefore love and therefore peace.
Yes. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be worldly truth. It's just your truth.
Hmm.
And because you can feel it. And I know my life overall is fairly peaceful.
Hmm.
I know I've had moments, there's been lots of moments when it's been really rough, but for the most part, I still feel fairly calm. I
Right.
know who I am. I may not be liking the circumstance that I'm going through, the upgrades that I'm going through,
Mm.
the thing,
Sure.
all the things that we go through to evolve,
Yeah.
especially at this time.
Yeah.
Um, but I also know my foundation is peace and calm and joy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Oh, I wrote down in number 4. I just put along this side, excuse me, interesting. This is the simplest of distinctions, yet the most obscure. but not because it's a difficult distinction to perceive. It is concealed behind a vast array of choices that do not appear to be entirely your own.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that's the ego, right? Just
Yep.
chirping at us. And thus
Yep.
the truth appears to have some aspects that belie consistency, but do not seem to be contradictions introduced by you. So I just sort of went, oh, that's the chatter that we don't acknowledge as that's not true.
Yep.
When we know, like you said, when you know the truth, there's a peace and a calm that just is there, period.
Yep. Settles in.
So this, and yet most obscure is when we aren't recognizing the chatter that is lies, because when you do know, and you have to have that awareness. Your awareness has to
Mm-hmm.
be pretty on spot, to hear something that you know is not true.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. It makes as much sense as this entire book.
I know. Is there a humility? No. What arises to awareness then, this is in number 8. What arises to awareness then will be all that ever was, eternally as it is now. So it's talking about being humble and accepting what we have made as what it is. The power of decision is our own. Decide but to accept your rightful place as co-creator of the universe, and all you think you made will disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And it will take the place of self-deceptions made but to usurp the altar of the, yeah, interesting. And then it talks in 9 about practicing true humility, abandoning the false pretense which the ego seeks to prove it arrogant, because that's the
Yes.
chatter.
Yep.
And the last line in 9, and lift our hearts in true humility instead to him who has created us immaculate. Immaculate. We are
Mm-hmm.
immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
At least that glowing ball of light within us is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're trying to merge the two, right? We have this body and we
Right.
have all this stuff and we have this
Mm-hmm.
golden globe of truth and light and God and source in us. We're trying to merge the two, like get closer to that. I think anyway,
I see it
because
in
doesn't it feel,
in a completely the opposite way. I feel the separation of leaving the worldly flesh behind. And I think not necessarily that you have to die, but your soul that has its own consciousness in the physical mind or our brain or wherever we're kind of trying to compute all this, when it starts to clue in to what is false and what is real, that that kind of elevates us out of this density that is this body.
yeah. I mean, that completely makes sense, right? Because we know this is temporary. And when we
Right.
go back to source and we choose to come back again, if we do,
Yeah.
we have a different mission.
Yeah.
And our soul also remembers our experiences. So it has the advantage of remembering all the things we've done this time around
Yeah. Yeah.
because we do have past lives somehow, right? So that must be, we probably have millions of years or whatever you believe
Yeah.
of past lives that are who we are today. We've taken all that stuff and made us who we are today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tony and
But
I just finished that book, Quantum Spirituality. What a
okay.
fascinating book.
Quantum what?
Spirituality.
Interesting. I haven't done much reading for a while, except this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, quantum
Yeah.
spiritual. And yeah, I was going to launch into my decluttering. I think it's time to get rid of some more stuff, books included. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like them. It's, I have a move coming up
Yes.
eventually, and I don't need 8 boxes of books. And
Right.
also, if I can donate them, then someone can afford them
Mm-hmm.
from the place where I donate them to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. I like your perspective. This is just a temporary thing that uh, our soul is placed into to
Right.
have this experience.
Mm-hmm.
And this will die.
Yeah.
We'll just die.
Yeah. But the
And
less dense we are while we're here, the nicer the experience we can have, the
yeah,
more we can do for humanity.
yeah. And it's not about being nice or having a nice experience. It's to heal all the things that come up.
Yeah.
Like feel your feelings, do your meditation, practice
Mm-hmm.
your awareness, do your breath work, heal
Mm-hmm.
all the things that have traumatized you, and I don't want to make a story because I don't believe in stories. I know that sounds horrible, but or judgmental perhaps, but feel your feelings because I've had
Mm-hmm.
tremendous healing for me when
Mm-hmm.
I dropped the story and just went, oh, I feel something and it doesn't
Yeah.
feel good. And
Yeah.
you honor it and you notice it and let it flow through your body. You have a totally different experience after. And whatever it was as it was coming in, the story doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter because it's gone. Like the whole thing is gone
Yeah.
because you've
Yeah.
healed it. I think that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. And when you
Yeah.
heal, then when you move outwardly in the world, you're not as egoic with other people,
Yeah.
right? You're more generous,
Yeah.
you're more gentle,
Yes.
or more considerate.
I also think that's part of our self-love. We have
Mm-hmm.
to have, you can't give from a place of not self-love. You have to have a good solid foundation of self-love.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just my opinion. But a lot of people are generous in many ways without their noticing they have these self-love things that they just are.
Yeah. They're just
Whereas
a
I've
little
had to
more
go,
enlightened
okay,
off the hop. Yeah.
exactly. Whereas I've had to acknowledge that I did not have self-love.
Yeah.
And now I do, which
Yeah.
has changed my life. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Another fascinating session. Thank you, Kelly.
You're very welcome.